Hello everyone, welcome to video lecture series of Communication Engineering. Today's topic is Introduction to Amplitude Modulation. AMS Amplitude Modulation. So in this video I am going to discuss about the multiple choice questions based on the topic Introduction to Amplitude Modulation. Let us begin. First question is amplitude modulation is. Four options have been given over here. Read out all the options very carefully. Change in amplitude of the carrier according to the modulating signal, change in frequency of the carrier according to modulating signal, change in amplitude of modulating signal according to the carrier signal, and change in amplitude of carrier according to modulating signal frequency. If you are going to read out all the four options, you will find amplitude modulation is change in amplitude of the carrier according to the modulating signal, means option A is correct. Second question is AM spectrum consists of, you must have drawn the AM spectrum. So recall amplitude modulation spectrum, it consists of carrier frequency, upper sideband frequency, lower sideband frequency. It means here the option D is correct. Next question, the amount of data transmitted for a given amount of time, it is known as bandwidth. Just reading this statement you will be able to identify the answer. Let us check. This is the correct one. In next question, in an amplitude modulation, four options have been given. Amplitude of carrier varies, which is correct. Frequency of carrier remains constant, which is also correct. Phase of carrier remains constant, which is also correct. So read out the options. It means all these three options correct, means answer is D, all of the above. Next, analog communication, it indicates A, continuous signal with varying amplitude or phase. Second, no numerical coding. C, part third, AM or FM signal, and D, all of the above. So analog communication, it indicates AM FM signal, it may be. It is a continuous signal with varying amplitude or phase, and in case of analog communication no coding is required. It means option is D. Correct answer is D. Next question, types of analog modulation are. Recall what you have studied when we have discussed about the classification of analog modulation. Phase modulation, frequency modulation, and amplitude modulation, these are all the types of analog modulation. It means the answer is D. Correct one. Next question, advantages of analog communication over digital communications are. See, the question is reverse. In most of the time you have explained the question, what are the advantages of digital communication over the analog, and you used to write data rate is high, transmission bandwidth more required, synchronization is required. So here, because we are talking about the advantages, in the case of the analog communication, synchronization is not required. In analog communication, data rate is low in comparison to digital, and transmission bandwidth is less required. So D is the correct answer. Next question, what is the maximum transmission efficiency of an AM signal? Maximum transmission efficiency or transmission efficiency, it is denoted by eta, and transmission efficiency of AM wave, it is defined as the percentage of total power contributed by the sidebands of the AM signal. In case of AM signal, there is a carrier and two sideband. So the maximum transmission efficiency of AM signal is what? This is 33.33%, because only 1/3 of the total transmitted power is carried by the sidebands in an AM, while remaining 2/3 of the transmitted power gets wasted. So the answer is B. Next, LSB, which is the lower sideband, it is the band of frequency. Recall what you have drawn in the case of the AM spectrum. Lower sideband, it is below the carrier frequency. It includes the carrier frequency. It lies in AM spectrum. D, both A and C. So lower sideband, it is below the carrier frequency, and It does not include carrier, but it lies in AM spectrum. It means the correct answer is D. Correct one. Next, AM wave may be represented as what? ET cos omega CT, where ET is what? See, you have studied that an AM wave, it may be represented as ST, which is equal to A plus XT cos omega CT, which is what? This is what? EC, or you can write it as ET into cos omega CT. So here XT is the modulating signal, you know, A is the amplitude of the carrier, and ET is the envelope of the AM wave. So the correct answer is A. Let us check. This is the correct one. Next question, upper sideband, which is denoted by USB. It is the band of frequency, see, above the carrier frequency, includes the carrier frequency, lies in the AM spectrum. Last option is both A and C are correct. So upper sideband, it lies above the carrier frequency, but it is within the AM spectrum. It means the correct answer is D. Correct one. Question number 12. Bandwidth, which is denoted by B, bandwidth of an amplitude modulated signal is given by. See, bandwidth of amplitude modulated wave, this is what? This is the difference between the two extreme frequencies of the AM signal. That is, bandwidth can be written as what? First term omega C plus omega M minus omega C minus omega M. So if you simplify it, you will be getting 2 omega M, right? It means the bandwidth of amplitude modulated wave, that is the twice the highest frequency present in the modulating signal. Now check the options which have been given. Means A and B are the correct answers. Means the correct answer is D. Both A and B are correct. Next question, a modulation index of 0.5. It would be same as modulation index, it is represented in percentage also. So if the value of M, modulation index, it is 0.5, so you can write it as 50%. It means the correct answer is C. Correct one. Next question, analog signal may be converted into digital signal. What is the process? Whether the process is sampling or amplitude modulation or filtering or mixing. So the process via which analog signal is converted into the digital, that is the sampling. It means the correct answer is A. Next, in low level amplitude modulation, first part, modulation is done at lower part of the carrier and modulating signal. Output power is low. Power amplifiers are required to boost the signals, and all of the above. So if you read all the options, you will get to know in low level amplitude modulation, output power is low, power amplifiers are required, and modulation is done at lower portion of the carrier and modulating signal. It means the correct answer is D. All of the above. Next question, when does overmodulation occurs? Here we are talking about the overmodulation, and overmodulation is a condition in which modulating signal voltage is much greater than the carrier voltage, and the received signal will produce an output waveform in the shape of the envelope whose negative peaks have been clipped off. So this condition, overmodulation, when the modulating signal voltage is higher than the carrier voltage, means the answer is B. Next question, in high level amplitude modulation. In high level amplitude modulation, recall what we have discussed. Modulating is done at high power. Collector modulator method is used, and power amplifiers are used to boost the carrier. It means the correct answer is D. All of the above. Next question, what is the condition for greatest output power at the transmitter without any distortion. So without any distortion, the greatest output power is received when the modulation index is 1, that is percentage of modulation is 100% and modulating signal voltage is equal to the carrier voltage. It means the answer is C. Correct one. Next question. In AM broadcast station transmits modulating frequencies up to 6 kHz. If the AM station is transmitting on a frequency of 894 kHz, what is the value of maximum and minimum upper and lower sidebands and the total bandwidth occupied by the AM stations? See, maximum frequency, or you can say the frequency of upper sideband, this is equal to what? This will be equal to 894 plus 6 kHz, that is 900 kHz. At the same time, lower frequency LSB, that is 894 minus 6, which is 888 kHz. And what you need to calculate? Total bandwidth. So bandwidth requirement is what? Bandwidth is frequency of upper sideband minus frequency of lower sideband. 900 minus 888. So this will be equal to 12 kHz. Now check the options. So you can find the correct answer is A. Let us check. Yes, this is the correct one. Next question. The total power in an amplitude modulated signal, you have to find out if the carrier of an AM transmitter is 800 watt and it is modulated 50%. So the formula for the total power and the carrier power, what is this? PT, it is equal to PC 1 plus m square upon 2, and here PC is given the carrier power, which is 800 watt. Modulation index is 0.5. Substitute these two values and if you simplify it, you will get to know that the total power you will be getting 900. So the answer is D. Just substitute the values, you can check the answer. Question number 21. Calculate the depth of modulation when a transmitter radiates a signal of 9.8 kilowatt after modulation and 8 kilowatt without modulation of the signal, right? So here you have to calculate the depth of modulation. How to calculate the depth of modulation? Means you have to calculate the modulation index, this particular value. Formula, write down the formula. P total, PT, it is equal to PC 1 plus m square upon 2. The value of PT, that is 9.8 kilowatt. The value of PC is 8 kilowatt. 1 plus m square upon 2. So from here you have to simplify m and you will be getting the value as 0.67, means 67%. So check, the answer is B. Correct one. In next question, when AM signal is of 25 kHz, calculate the number of channels required in medium frequency band from 300 to 3000 kHz. So here you have to calculate the number of channels required. So first let us calculate the frequency available for medium frequency band. So frequency available, this is equal to what? 3000 minus 300. 3000 minus 300, which is equal to 2700 kilohertz, and AM signal is of 25 kilohertz. It means bandwidth required will be what? Bandwidth required will be twice of FM, that is 50 kilohertz. So number of channels which are available, number of channels you can calculate, that is equal to 27 100 kilohertz upon 50, both the units are same. Simplify it, you will be getting 54. It means the correct answer is D. Very good. Now in the next question, which of the following modulating signal voltage would cause over-modulation on a carrier voltage of 10 volt? So here we are talking about the over-modulation, and in the case of the over-modulation, the value of modulation index is greater than 1. Just by observing, you will get to know 1.212 upon 10. It will gives you 1.2. It means D is the case for the over-modulation. Correct one. Next question, question number 24. What is the modulating signal voltage if the maximum and minimum voltages on the wave it has been observed to 5.9 volt and 1.2 volt? So maximum value is 5.9, minimum is 1.2. So modulating signal voltage, modulating signal voltage you can calculate Vmax minus Vmin upon 2. The maximum value is given, which is 5.9, minimum is 1.2 upon 2. Simplify it, you will be getting 2.35 volt. It means the correct answer is A. Next is, what is the upper sideband frequency if the carrier frequency and the modulating signal frequency is 3 kHz and 80 Hz respectively? Say here you have to calculate the upper sideband frequency. So upper sideband frequency, that is equal to the carrier frequency plus the modulating frequency. Frequency of upper sideband, which is equal to the carrier frequency, which is 3 kHz, means 300 Hz, plus modulating signal frequency. So this is nothing but 3080 Hz. So here you can see correct answer is B. Next, what is the maximum carrier frequency which is to be used if upper limit frequency that is available, that is 4000 Hz, and the frequency of the modulating signal is 100 Hz. So what is the maximum carrier frequency which you have to calculate over here? So how to calculate this maximum carrier frequency? You can calculate upper sideband frequency as carrier frequency plus the modulating frequency. See, frequency of upper sideband is frequency of carrier plus frequency of modulating. So here you have to calculate the carrier frequency, this term, which is what? Upper sideband frequency minus the modulating frequency. So frequency of carrier, that is equal to the upper sideband frequency 4000 Hz minus modulating signal, which is 100. So this is what? This is 3900 Hz. It means the correct answer is D. Next question, question number 27. What is the bandwidth of the signal if the upper sideband frequency and lower sideband frequencies are 7350 and 7210 kHz respectively? So calculate the bandwidth. What is the bandwidth? Bandwidth is the difference of the upper sideband frequency, frequency of upper sideband minus frequency of lower sideband. Here 7350 minus 7210. So you will be getting this particular value as 140 kilohertz. Means the answer is B. Correct one. Next, what is the bandwidth of the signal if the highest frequency in the modulating signal is 3 kHz? So bandwidth is what? Bandwidth is twice the 2 FM. 2 FM, and FM is 3 kHz. It means the answer we will be getting 6 kHz. The correct answer is A. Next question. In an AM signal which is transmitted at a frequency 990 kHz and is allowed to transmit modulating frequencies up to 5 kHz. What is the maximum upper sideband which is produced? So maximum upper sideband which is produced, frequency of upper sideband, which is the sum of 990 plus 5 means 995 kHz. So the correct answer is A. In next question, what is the total power if the carrier power is 30 watt and the percentage of modulation is 85%? So calculate the carrier total power. You remember the formula for the total power, PT. This is a very important formula. You will find a number of numerical questions. PT it is equal to PC 1 plus m square upon 2. PC is given, which is 30 watt. M is 85% means 0.85. It's a square upon 2. Simplify this, you will be getting the value as 40.8 watt. So the correct answer is B. Next question. What is the power in each sideband if the carrier power is 30 watt and percentage of modulation is 85%? Right? Here you have to calculate the power in sideband. So what is the formula for the power in sideband? The formula is PC into m square upon 4. The carrier power is 30. Modulation index is 85%, so 0.85. It's a square upon 4. Simplify it, you will be getting 5.41 watt. Means the correct answer is B. Next question. What is the percentage of modulation if the power of the sideband is 5 watt and the carrier power is 30 watt? Means here you have to calculate the value of M. The formula you are already aware. Power in sideband, that is equal to power carrier m square upon 4. Substitute the value. You know that the power in the sideband, that is 5 watt. Carrier power 30 watt. So these terms you know. Calculate the value of M. You will be getting at 0.81. Just substitute and simplify it. So the correct answer is A. The correct one. Next question. Calculate the total modulation index when a carrier wave is being modulated by two modulating signals with modulation indices of 0.8 and 0.3. Here M1 is 0.8, M2 is 0.3. So total modulation index, the formula will be MT, that is under root M1 square plus M2 square. Substitute these two values. 0.8 its square plus 0.3 its square. Simplify it. You will be getting the value of MT as 0.8544. Check. The correct option is A. Let us see. Yes, this is the correct one. Next question. The advantages of analog communication over the digital communication. See, reverse question you used to obtain. Digital communications has certain advantages, but here see the question is reverse. So in case of analog communication, data rate is low, correct. Transmission bandwidth is low, less, which is correct, and synchronization is also not required. It means all the three options are correct. So answer is D. Correct one. Next question. In terms of signal frequency, the signal frequency is denoted by Fs and intermediate frequency is denoted by Fi. The image frequency is given by which particular relationship? See, image frequency is defined as the signal frequency added to the twice of the value of intermediate frequency. It means signal frequency plus twice of the intermediate frequency. The correct option is B. This is right. Next question. Example of continuous wave analog modulation. Read all the options carefully. Here you have to pick about the continuous wave analog modulation. PCM, this is a digital modulation. DM, delta modulation. PAM. So the example of continuous wave analog modulation is amplitude modulation, means the correct option is C. Next, frequency component of AM wave. The modulation index is M. So what are the components? AM wave, it consists of a carrier frequency with amplitude A, upper sideband with amplitude MA upon 2 and the lower sideband. It means all three options. The answer is D. Next question, question number 38. Here an AM signal has a total power of 48 watts with 45% modulation. Calculate the power in the carrier and the sideband. You know the formula for total power. This is what? Carrier power 1 plus m square upon 2. Total power is given as 48 watt. You have to calculate PC. Modulation index is given as 45%. So 0.045 square upon 2. From here you calculate PC, which is equal to 43.59 watt. So this is the carrier power. And first you have to calculate the sideband also. Sideband power you know, that is PC into m square upon 4. So calculate the total power or in individual sideband powers. So you can calculate the power in each sideband and that you will be getting as 2.205. I have already discussed the formula for this also, sideband power. So you can see the correct option is C over here. So here the carrier power is 43.59 and the sideband power is 2.205. Next question about the noise figure. Noise figure of Marrett in SSB. SSB is single sideband modulated signal. So the noise figure in this particular case is 1. You can easily pick this answer and this is the correct one. Next question. The antenna current of the transmitter is 10 ampere. Find the percentage of modulation when the antenna current increases to 10.4 ampere. So here the relationship for the current we have studied, IT, which is equal to IC under root 1 plus m square upon 2, and here IT is what? The antenna current which is increased. This is 10.4, which is equal to IC, that is 10 under root 1 plus m square upon 2. From here simplify m. If you will simplify it, you will be getting its value as 0.285. It means 28.5%. So the correct answer is B. Correct one. Next question. Calculate the modulation index when unmodulated carrier power is given, which is 15 kilowatt. It means PC is 15 kilowatt. After modulation, the carrier power is 17 kilowatt, means PT is 17 kilowatt. You have to calculate the modulation index. Now recall the formula. PT is what? PC 1 plus m square upon 2. Substitute the values and calculate the value of m. You will be getting 0.516. It means 51.6%. It means the correct answer is B. Yes, this is the correct one. Next question. The standard value for intermediate frequency IF in the AM receiver. Standard value is 455 kilohertz. You must be remembering it. Let us check. Yes, this is the correct one. Next question. What is the line connecting the positive and negative peaks of the carrier waveform? What is the line? What it is known? Whether it is peak line, maximum amplitude ceiling, modulation index or envelope. So the line which connects positive and negative peaks of carrier waveform is known as the envelope. So the correct answer is D. Next question. What is the reference line for the modulating signal? Read all the options: zero line, carrier peak line, modulated peak line, unmodulated peak line. So in the case, the reference line, here you must remember the modulating signal, it uses peak value of the carrier rather than the zero at its peak. It means the correct option is B. Next, what happens when the amplitude of the modulating signal is greater than the amplitude of the carrier? What is this particular condition? Whether it is decay, distortion, amplification or attenuation. So when amplitude of modulating signal is greater, it means that is the condition of the distortion. Yes, this is the correct option. Next question, what is the effect of distortion? The effect of distortion: total information loss, error information, attenuated information or amplified information. See, distortion occurs when modulating signal amplitude is greater than the amplitude of the carrier and it causes incorrect information which is to be transmitted. It means in amplitude modulation, it is very important that peak value of the modulating signal, it must be less than the peak value of the carrier signal. Means the answer is error information. Answer is correct. Next, the ratio between the modulating signal voltage and the carrier voltage is known as. So the ratio between the modulating signal voltage and the carrier voltage is known as a modulation index. You must be remembering the formula. Modulation index is what? Vm upon Vc. Correct answer. Next, what is the percentage of modulation if the modulating signal is 7.5 volt and the carrier is 9 volt? Just we have discussed the formula also. So what is modulation index? Vm upon Vc, and here Vm is what? 7.5 and Vc is 9 volt. So the value of M is what? 0.8333, or you can write it down 83.33%. C is the correct answer. Next, what is the modulation index if the values of maximum and minimum voltage is being given? Recall the formula. Modulation index is what? Denoted by M. This is the ratio of terms V maximum minus V minimum upon sum of V max plus V min, and both the values have been given. V maximum as 5.9, V minimum as 1.2. So the terms will be 5.9 minus 1.2 upon 5.9 plus 1.2. Simplify it, you will be getting 0.662. It means the value of M, that is the correct answer, B. Correct one. Next, what is the peak envelope power if RMS voltage is 127.26 volt and it is across a load of 50 ohm? So the peak envelope power you can calculate by the formula V RMS square upon R. V RMS is being given 127.26 volt. So it's square upon 50, which is the load resistance. Calculated, you will be getting 324 watt. Search in the options. Answer is A. Correct one. Next, bandwidth required in single sideband suppressed carrier signal. See, in case of SSB-SC, carrier is suppressed and one of the sideband is being suppressed. So here the bandwidth which is required, that is FM. Answer is D. Correct one. You must remember, in this case, carrier and one of the sideband is suppressed, so the bandwidth remains as what? FM. Next question. What is the function of multiplexing? So the function of multiplexing, read all the options which have been given over here. But the function of multiplexing, you can remember it. its function is to combine multiple data streams over a single data channel. So it means correct answer must be B. While all the other options, if you are going to write it, it is not going to match over here. This is the correct one. Thank you so much for watching this video.